RuPaul's Drag Race Season 9 contestant, Trinity The Tuck, thought it was time to speak her truth in honor of International Transgender Day of Visibility. The All Stars 4 co-winner came to Instagram on Thursday, March 31st to announce to her admirers that she is trans non-binary. Trinity brought her followers back to when she first started doing drag, claiming that it was then that she began to see a shift in her gender identity. "I've spoke with many of my friends who are trans to get their thoughts and insight over the years," she said. "I still don't know where my journey will take me, but I am trans non-binary." Trinity concluded her post by saying that she wanted to come out openly not only for herself, but also for other trans people who were watching and needed some encouragement. "I wanted to share my feelings in hopes that others who felt like me would know they aren't alone," she said. "Sending out love. I hope it finds you." Wanna know which fierce RuPaul's Drag Race queens also came out as trans? Stay tuned. Gottmik is the first transgender man to participate on RuPaul's Drag Race. In season 13 he finished third. Gottmik, when asked about his gender, told Gay Times, "I've known my whole life that something felt different. Society told me I was just a tomboy, but it wasn't until I was 18 when I finally got the right group of friends around me that allowed me be myself." Gottmik, when asked about his change, said, "Transitioning is hard. Thankfully I have the most amazing friends I could have ever asked for, that make every step seem a bit easier. I've never been happier in my entire life and I'm so proud of where I am today." In drag, Gottmik uses she/her pronouns, and out of drag he/him pronoun. Giga finished 10th in Season 6, and 8th in Season 4 of RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars. In 2017, she came out as a trans woman on Instagram. She explained,
"Hey everyone, happy Trans Visibility Day. I thought I would dedicate today, in the spirit of being visible, to share my transition with all of you. I have been on hormone replacement therapy now for almost about a year, and I identify as female, and I indeed am transgender."
In and out of drag, Giga uses she/her pronouns. A record-breaking number of transgender contestants are competing on RuPaul's Drag Race Season 14, and Bosko is one of those fierce queens. She came out publicly in February, while the season was still airing. Bosko took to Instagram to say, "After filming Wrapped, I began focusing on figuring out what medical transitioning would look like for me. I started HRT after getting back from Drag Race. I also plan to start exploring some surgical options." She continued, "I've spent my adult life working in the food industry and have never felt financially secure enough to start this process. Honestly, I was also flat out terrified of how I'd be treated. I still am. I'm now in a place where I'm surrounded by love and support. I'm not quite where I want to be yet, but I'm starting to see her peek through more and more." In drag, Bosko uses she/her pronouns, and out of drag she/they pronouns. Peppermint finished second in Season 9 of RuPaul's Drag Race, and she was the first participant to come out as trans before competing on the show. "I had already started my medical transition, and so it was really like, yeah, I'm trans, and what?" she said. She continued, "I mean, I have been in tears. I have been there, but I happen to have done it at a different time and place. I was in my apartment. I was alone. So by the time I got to Drag Race, anyone who really knew me and actually knew me personally already knew. There was nothing to cry about at that point." In and out of drag, Peppermint uses she/her pronouns. 2021, Giga, runner-up on Season 12, came out as trans and non-binary. Giga mentioned in an Instagram post about her journey,
"I think that if the world hadn't shut down and I was going on tour, I really wouldn't have been able to process it further, just because of the sheer fact that I had this much time to myself and to my thoughts. I really had a lot of realizations. One of those realizations came from watching the show Veneno. The story, and not only the story, but the characters And the actresses who played those characters in that show, like, completely, I don't even know how to explain it, like, completely, like, opened my mind up to who I am, and I guess who I'm supposed to be. And to me, that is a trans, non-binary person.
In and out of drag, Giga uses she/her pronouns. Laganja Estranja finished 8th in Season 6 and announced her gender identity as a trans woman in 2021. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, she stated, "There are so many other women around me who've inspired me to come forward today, and it's because of their fight and their struggle that I'm able to really do this. I'm not going to live my life in fear anymore." She went on to say, "I'm so happy. I feel so beautiful and empowered, and, finally, I'm looking back at who I am in the mirror, and it's such an incredible feeling. If anyone is struggling with it, breathe and accept it, because once you do, it's incredibly empowering." In and out of drag, Laganja uses she/her pronoun. Kylie Sonique Love, winner of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star Season 6, made history as the first openly trans competitor on RuPaul's Drag Race. Kylie finished 9th in Season 2 and revealed her gender identity at the show's reunion episode.
Do you feel safe to share something with the group?
I've always been a girl. I've always been a girl trapped in a boy's body. I started doing drag, and there's just something about it that wasn't enough. And I went to a doctor, and he put me on testosterone blockers and then moved me to hormones, and my levels are even, and I've never been happier in my whole life.
Kylie, of course, went on to win the 6th season of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars. In and out of drag, Kylie uses she/her pronouns. That's all for this video about RuPaul's Drag Race queens who came out as trans. Thank you for watching. If you would like to receive more realness about your favorite drag queens, make sure you click the like, subscribe, and bell icon. Don't forget to always love yourself.